Yeah. You know what it is. Get into it. Don't act like you don't already know the name. Let's go. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? You heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? I said you heard.
Such a funny
Mother
name.
and son making sense
Really
out
funny.
of nonsense.
That's out of nonsense.
Plus more. What? I said you heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. Now it's
Welcome to everyone. Welcome to Mother and Son Making Sense Out of Nonsense.
Plus more. Plus so
Pl-
much more.
Plus more, plus more, plus more. Oh, and don't forget, like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and
Like and
subscribe.
subscribe before you leave.
That's right. We have nobody listening right now, nobody watching, nobody listening. But
Oh,
I said
yeah.
something last week about that time when you were in a bad mood. I mean, come on, it's what, once every 10 years you're in a bad mood. Anyway, that one episode, it did get the most views. A lot of views.
Well, I should be in a bad mood more often.
I was going to request, please, can you please go down to your sour place and your moody place and stay there at least for the remainder of the show?
Well, I was thinking about being in a bad mood today, but I'm not going to.
Oh, come on, please. You're right
I'll
there.
I'll think about it. That's really funny. Oh.
I mean, it would do so much for the show if you just, show us just a little bit of that.
Just that edge, that chin. Well, this is a mother and son thing, but you would make fun of my chin going out, which is apparently when my face is showing I'm not very pleased. I don't know exactly how it looks, but that's been a running joke for years with us.
Well, let me just say this. Nathan cannot hide. Not like his mother. She's an Academy Award winner. This one right here cannot hide anything. If he's annoyed by the wind blowing the wrong way on the wrong day, you'll know it because it'll look like this.
The chin. Oh my God. Well, you definitely get an Academy Award for exaggeration, dramatization. Yeah, I think that I can't hide much on my face. I think I have a good poker face, but maybe not.
Not to your mother.
Not to you. Well, you know this face better than anybody.
Anybody too.
Anybody.
Anybody and anybody. Well, no, not that face. Well, how about this? Let me start off with the word of the day. My word of the day. There were so many, but I like this one. I'm wondering if you've heard this word before. Scintilla. Scintilla. Scintilla.
It sounds familiar, but I can't quite place it.
So it's almost the same as saying a tick. It's just a small, teeny tiny tick, tiny trace or a spark, a scintilla of doubt, a little tick of doubt, scintilla. That's
What
my
a
word of the day.
fun word. Well, I really like that word. I hope that one sticks around. My word, let's see if you've heard of this. I hadn't heard of it. It's moniker.
Yes, I have heard of moniker.
Oh, well
I
then
really,
let's.
I really have heard of moniker. Isn't that what they put on a jacket?
I don't. Maybe it's also a nickname. That's what it means. A moniker is a nickname for a pet or a pet name for a person, like
Oh,
like Sweetie or Schmoopy.
or Schnuppus Cookus or Mikey or Schnuppy, Schnuppet in the Pudkit.
Yes, you've given me many monikers over our history together.
Yes, yes. I give everyone a moniker. I like that moniker nicknames. And in fact, I was teaching the foam roller class this morning, and there's a new lady in the class. This is their second time. And all of my students, all three of them said, well, where's her nickname? And I said, no, you only get a nickname after the third time. Your new lady or new guy for three times. What am I going to do? Waste brain cells on coming up with a nickname for someone I may not see again?
Well, I've heard you say that before, and that really makes sense to me today. There's so many names in all of the classes, and then not only that, but some of the sound bowl classes I teach, they're not only the people doing it, but they're the people that work at the facility that have names too. Lady behind the front desk, and then there's people over here, and I like having a name for somebody, but I don't like wasting one scintilla of brain cells on a name I'm not going to use again.
And coming up with for monikers for these civilians. I already have your nickname for the lady behind the front desk. It's called Front Desk. What's up, Front
Well,
Desk?
you really do have all the answers.
Wait, hold on a second. And finally, what is it, August 17th, 2024? What did you say? I really do have all the answers. Oh, please say it again.
I was hoping we wouldn't have to catch that. I tried to say it quickly. You really do have all the answers, and you didn't let me finish, so even if some of them are wrong answers.
Well, that's not right.
Well, that's not, is that an answer if it's wrong? Well, maybe that is the right answer. Front desk lady, clipboard lady. I mean, this is getting too complicated with all these names.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, and it's fun, as long as it's fun or funny, and you act, I would love to give you a nickname. All these names, front desk. One lady, I called her geometric squares. That was in Roseburg because she always wear these geometric type blouses, so her name was Geometric Squares.
And then you've also given people monikers that they don't appreciate it, right?
Well, that's just too bad. Yes, you're right.
I just want.
Well, give me an example. They don't appreciate, they don't like it. Well, let me just go back a little bit. Now we're getting off topic, but when I was in Roseburg, when I was volunteering at the senior center, one of the chefs was blind. And his real name is John. I never even knew his real name, but I asked him, I said, may I call you Peepers? And he said, yes. And it's Peepers all the way.
I mean, I've heard it for years, but I think just saying it on the show is really funny. I think for anyone hearing it for the first time, Peepers is really funny.
My friend that's blind, and I call him Peepers, and he answers to Peepers.
May I call you Peepers is really funny. Well, there's something endearing about a nickname, and I think it's endearing as well, and I have asked you to refrain from certain monikers for me, just coming back to mother and son topics. And then now all nicknames are back on the table for me.
I do remember, so a little bit of memory lane, but I do remember you saying, Mom, don't call me Nate anymore. Mom, don't call me Natus. Mom, don't call me Schnoopy. Mom, my name is Nathan. Call me Nathan.
I do remember saying that. Well, you're the one that gave me that name, and I happen to really like my name. Well, now I do like my name, and I like variations of my name.
Well, this isn't personal, but let's move on to another topic because I'm already falling asleep on my own show.
Please be my guest.
Well, I want now that we're in a light, fun mood. You said something to me on one of our phone calls this week, rare phone calls this week.
Oh, stop.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we talk 4 or 5 times a week. It's exhausting.
Not 5 times a week. I would have remembered
Yeah,
5.
well, we don't talk 5 times a week. Probably 3 times a week.
Now who's exaggerating?
You're
You learn
right.
from the best. You learn from the best.
Cheers.
Well, we were on the phone and I was asking about my granddaughters, the cats, Lexi and Luna, and you said that you play with them, or you practice playing with them at least once a day, and you said that if you would like to share, you said that they want to play, or they look forward to playing, or they go to the box, or you're with all the toys, and what do they do?
Yeah, it's their number one request is to play, and they go to the area that have the toys, and they'll either sit there or they'll lead me there. They'll meow for me over there. They paw at it, so they really like playing, and they like playing as often as possible. So it reminds me of just being playful, being young, being having fun.
And that's what I've been doing all of my life.
Yes.
Playful, fun, clownish, goofy, jokester, annoying, bothers. Yeah, all of it. Today in class, there were only three people in the class, and I said, can you all do me one favor, please? All of you, all three of you. What? Can you all please calm down? And nobody was saying anything in the first place.
And just like the cats, they're entertained by the simplest thing over and over. Just one little worm on a stick, and that keeps them entertained for hours.
And so the point is, I loved when you brought that up, because I like to do the analogy from nature and animals to humans. And can I just play a little bit more? If I mean, this is the last fourth quarter. Commercials are already been playing. Can I have even more fun, please? Can I start really enjoying all of this? Can I lighten up about everything? Can I play more? And the answer is that's going to be on my list to do. Not that I need to play more. Okay, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, well, it's just hearing you just reminds me, just there's always room to lighten up. It feels good, even just the thought of lightening up. Remember, I think we were talking about my bad mood show, but when it's just not funny yet, or the humor isn't there yet, but even just the thought of it being funny or lightening up is one step closer, a scintilla step towards laughing and lightening. So that just helped me listening to you, and I don't know what that is. I think it's just maybe habit or programming where I just am. It's a perspective. Just so used to. Oh, I didn't even think of that.
It's a program. It's a program. One more, one closer. I was la 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 la, dee 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 dee, ah, la la la, and I'll wait for you, and I will wait for you.
Nice. That's one of our songs, by the way.
By the way, and when you recorded that and you sang that to me, there was no dry eye in the sky, no dry eye
No.
left. It was
A lot of boohoo. No, I was even getting a little boohooey doing it.
yes,
Really put my heart into it.
yes. Oh, that is the correct way to drink water, by the way. It's gulp, gulp, smack, and then a
That's
gulp,
right.
gulp, smack.
Hmm.
Okay. Would you like to share, or you want me to share?
You can share.
Okay. 2 days ago, or was it yesterday? It doesn't really matter. 2 days ago, I was finding myself just one example after another of people being kind to me. It was an all day of kindness. I mean, from strangers. I was going to Blueberry Hill for breakfast or late lunch, and it's 115 degrees here. It's hot as. And so I was parking. It's a very small parking lot, and I parking, and this couple was getting out of their car, and so they looked at me, and we were right next to each other, so they were going to give me space, and I said, no, I'll wait. So the husband got out, and then the wife got out, and I was still trying to back my way in using the camera, and I just was going forward and back, inching. And then this guy who just got out, 115 outside, he goes to my driver's side, and he just starts directing me how to park, how to get out, and he's very patient. And I just was, for whatever reason, I was overwhelmed, tears, ooh, boo, oh kind, oh kind. And then the universe hit me with, and there was another person that was really kind to me that day too. So all this kindness, oh, kind. And then they hit me with this one. Listen to this, Nathan. Well, everybody that you encounter is also that kind, including Sean Tanko. Now, if you know me, you know about Sean Tanko, which is the attorney I'm still fighting. Even Sean Tanko is kind. What? Even if you're looking at it through our perspective, every person we send to you is giving you a gift. What Sean Tanko has given you is just as kind, is just as important, is for your growth. Everybody is kind. Even the customer service people, even the people that say that I'm incompatible with. Oh, my energy's incompatible. No, they're kind too. Even my enemies, which there are no such thing, are kind. The end.
That's a good one. Really good one. That's a universal perspective. And it's for me on the same energy vibrations as bringing in some playfulness. Always having room for playfulness. Always having room for the perspective of kindness, even if it doesn't look like it or feel like it, or what my logical brain wants to say is kind and not kind. I mean, my mind can really talk up a storm about who's kind and who's not, and I can give you a whole list, and I can flip the list the same day or the same hour. These are the reasons why they're not kind, and then they are. So I just like what you said, just feels very constant and consistent, and it's true. And I for me, I hear the word opportunity. There's an opportunity in everyone and everything. The universe is kind.
Opportunity, gifts. I'm getting. I mean, from Sean Tanko, no expectations, no attachments, patience, no blame, no preferences. All of these lessons are getting drilled in.
Yeah, what's the gift? What's the kindness? Yeah.
Even the people I deem label trouble. Oh, that was the worst relationship in my life with a certain person. It was the worst. There is no such thing. I'm always gifted. I'm always being gifted with something. to chew on, to bite on, to learn from, to grow always. I said, Sean Tanko? Yes, Rebecca, Sean Tanko. I can't wait to have him over for lunch.
Yeah, that'll be the day. You never know. So when were you, do you know when or how you were struck by that? Were you in a position to receive a message like that, or did it just pop in out of nowhere?
It popped in when I was crying about the guy being so kind to me, when I had the
Oh,
story in my head that, oh, they're so kind. I'm getting a lot of kindness today. And then the universe just hit me. I was in the car and the universe just hit me with, oh, well, he's kind too. Everybody
mm,
that you've had in your life is, meaning kind, is given you a gift. They've given you something. They've given you a gift. And the other thing is, these people, I label people, you're either a taker or you're a giver. Well, the bad news is, about that, my dear Nathan. The bad news is that I'm really giving when I'm giving to someone that's a taker. Did I say that?
yeah, you did. That's a good one. Really good one. And I guess the takers are giving too. They're, yes.
Labeling somebody a taker or a giver. Anyway, yeah, that it's just, it always comes back to
Mm-hmm.
reflect. Oh, look at how nice. Oh, look at that face. Nice face. You got a nice face. You got a good
Yes, I
face.
like
Look at
my
that nice
face
face.
today.
I like your face too. Your
Yeah.
turn.
Well, let's see. I don't really have a topic planned. I just like the theme of just letting people off the hook and not getting so I'm very quick to size someone up, and this is who I like, this is who I don't like, this is a giver, that's a taker. I mean, I was just doing a little judgment of just here in my apartment, just doing some judgment of some people that I don't know how specific to get, but the way that they communicate on via email is too flowery for me. It's blah, 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 blah. It's very, very flowery, and then the response is flowery, and then the response to the response is flowery, and it's a lot of words and a lot of hearts, and I was just really bothered by that. And I just thought, this where I feel like you. I feel like RLN in the sense of let's just get to the bottom line here. Listen, it's 2024. No one wants to read through emails of flowers. What are you asking for? Do you need to respond? Let's bottom line because I don't have to read through these, but there might be something important in these messages. And so what is my point with the gift? Well, I I thought they were taking. I thought they were taking my time and my energy, and now they're giving me something. They're giving me an opportunity to look at myself and giving me an opportunity to bring this up on the show and laugh about it, see it from a new perspective, even if I had a perspective that was different 15 minutes ago.
Well, you're really not going to enjoy what I'm going to say next. I'm just letting
Well, I'm
everybody
really glad
know.
to hear that.
I'm letting everybody know you use the word communicate.
And what about it?
Well, here we go. This is my new thing. Communicating with people that are programmed. No offense, you program people. I love you too, civilians. I used to call you robots, but now my heart is bigger, and I call you civilians.
So this is
So
a slight upgrade, a scintilla of an upgrade.
that is a scintilla of an
That really is
upgrade.
a scintilla, but hey, wait, it's progress.
Well, the moniker is robot or civilian, and I've got to go back to civilian.
Nice.
Very good, very good.
Yeah.
Scintilla is a good word, isn't it?
It's really good.
Okay, so here we go. I have things that I can say to family members, friends, people that I'm in contact with again, and I've come to this conclusion. When I say I'm feeling a certain way, oh, how about this? If I say, here, seatbelt, if I say, I want you to know how I feel, Nathan, I want you to know that you made me feel abandoned. Nathan, what you said made me feel nervous. What you said made me feel anxious. What you said made me feel less than. All of that kind of stuff, the conversation. When I say I'm feeling a certain way, who am I talking about? So I'm describing a feeling from an ego, which is an illusion in the first place. The ego isn't, what are you smiling? Look at you looking at me. I know you
No,
think.
I'm just listening.
So my ego is an illusion. It's not real. It's not who I am. And I'm telling you, I'm feeling, you're making me feel less valued, or scratch that, or I feel less valued, or I feel not heard, or I feel like you're not communicating. Somebody asked me about communicating. You're not communicating enough. Then I'm telling you how I'm feeling. I'm talking about an illusion, and I'm talking about talk to the illusion. Or the illusion feels like this. I'm done. In fact, I'm going to be talking less. And the only people that I can talk to about feelings or feel it are people that are not programmed. Because if you're programmed, for an example, for example, today, do you know that I'm getting, and I'm pushing back on it, I'm still getting, how's your hip? My hip, I had surgery May the 22nd. And I told my students today, I said, the time of limitations is out. No more talking about the hip. But see, here I am trying to control these other people who want to still talk about a hip. My point is talking less, and I'm not giving my ego a voice anymore. I'm practicing not giving my ego a voice, because it doesn't have a voice unless I give it one.
Lots of things in there.
I wanted your insight.
There's lots of things. Yeah, I agree with that. The ego doesn't have a voice. It doesn't have a platform. It doesn't have a mic unless we allow it to. And I also think it's in the moment. So I feel this, I feel that. Well, that's in this moment. So because our feelings are changing every moment. So I like, if I were to say my feelings, if I were to say it with the perspective, that detachment and the universal perspective, I would say right now. Or I would say my ego is feeling this.
Right. So my ego is feeling that. And why am I giving my ego any attention? Because if I'm giving my ego attention and or focus, then I'm giving it legitimacy. My purpose is not to make it legitimate, is to do what it really is. An entity that is just never happy, or scratch that, never content. Why am I even giving that any kind of attention? It's just like, so I'm running the garbage disposal, and I'm throwing in lemons, and it just keeps eating it up. Well, as long as I keep feeding it, it's going to keep eating. Yeah, I'm done with feeding it and giving it a voice. That's what I want to say. Giving it a voice. So it's less giving it a voice.
Yeah, I don't like saying it's never content because it feels judgmental to me. But there is something that is not settled about it. It's not still. It's always hungry, it's always wanting, it's always not wanting. It's always preferring or not preferring. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to use it. I I, I think it needs to be acknowledged. It needs to be seen. I just don't know if it needs to have the controls.
It does need to be acknowledged, and it does need to be seen, and it needs me to identify with it. It needs me to identify it. That's why it needs to be seen, and that's why it needs to be acknowledged. And I'm going to push back, and then I'll let it go. But it is discontent. You tell me when the ego is content, and it is just about knowing the audience. And discontent isn't a judgment; it's knowing the audience. It's a description. So you tell me when my ego is content at anything. There's always something that I'm not doing, that hasn't been done. It's the no hate, but it's not content ever, and very uncomfortable with peace.
Yeah, I could see. I think we're talking about the same thing, just different words and different ways to look at it and to talk about it.
That's my scintilla of a topic,
Mm-hmm.
which I used totally wrong.
Yes.
I have a question. You ready for this one?
Yes.
Here, this is a good question. What does enough feel like? What does having enough feel like? What does the vibration of enough? What does enough feel like? Hi, little girly girl. Which one is that? Lexi?
Luna,
Looney.
you just brought this over.
Oh, thank you, Looney.
I think, well, even just it feels good, feels peaceful, feels like peace in the moment.
Did you just throw that?
Yeah. Yeah, it feels good enough. It's like, well, it's enough. It's more than, and that as far as the ego goes, I definitely think one of the stories is it's never enough.
That's what I was just going to say. See, my ego isn't going to say that, oh, this is enough. This is enough friends. This is enough money. This is enough likes. This is enough health. This is enough healthy food. This is enough
But see,
title.
that's the driving force that we need to progress as humans and as a race and as individuals is always growing and always striving and what we have now on in our world and on our planet is more than it was 50 years ago and more than it was. It's just it's natural. It's natural for it to grow.
Okay. So there's a difference between the ego saying this isn't enough, and so you said that that's a reason to grow. And so yes, inspired action, inspired behavior, but not I need this to do this because the world says this is what success looks like, and if I don't look like this, yeah. So my point is, I can vibrate. I can vibrate a sense of vibrate an energy of satisfaction, and still feel the energy. This is enough, and still inspired action.
Yes, and this is why I think they need each other, because they are separate and then they're intertwined. I'm not going to be out of this body until the body is done. And I think the ego needs the spirit and the spirit needs the ego. And it is a little gray sometimes. It's like, is it inspired action or is it my ego just never enough? Sometimes it's not so clear.
Mm. Okay. I'm going to give that to you, and I'm also going to say that the presence, the God, the awareness, the presence, the universe never needs an ego. But go ahead.
Well, I'm not so sure about that, because then why are we even here?
We are here. We are here. I have the answer. We are
Of
here.
course you do. Hopefully it's the right answer.
Is always the right answer. We are here because the universe wants to express through us. The universe wants to experience a human behavior. The universe is expressing what it needs, what it wants through, I'm just going to say, through me. And yes, this body is going to be done, but I'm not my body. I'm in a body, but I'm not my body. I'm not identifying with the body. Yeah, and I'm not identifying with my ego. But anyway, you'll get there. And, maybe, I don't know. Look at that mouth.
Well, you did say the universe needs us, but it's okay. We can move on.
Okay. Well, needs, not needs, but uses to express. But it doesn't need. The universe
Well,
needs nothing.
if it wants to experience emotions and all of those the earthly things, it does need us to do it. It can't do it without that.
Okay, you're right.
Finally. So you look at you've spent almost an hour fighting.
Well, it wasn't almost an hour, and I'm not fighting, I'm discussing. But yes, right again.
Oh, you may have taken off your boxing gloves, but you still have a little tussle in you.
I do have a little tussle. And after the tussle is tussled a time or two, and I understand that the other side of the fence, the person on the other side of the fence, be it you or a scintilla of another person, then I know, surrender, you're right. And then I'm free. It's a very good strategy.
It sounds great.
It
Well,
works
hopefully I'll be
100%.
free of you and this show very soon. But this really has been quite a blast today.
Really?
Really? It has been.
What's so blasty about it?
Well, it hasn't been a blast, but it's been enjoyable. I can say that.
Well, you are enjoyable. You're an enjoyable young man.
Well, thank you.
And so let's talk about this mother-son relationship that we have, and how that am I being less annoying lately, or am I still at my level of being annoying, or am I annoying you less, if
I
possible?
I think it's got to be less. It's less. It's much less. I don't really feel, I mean, sure, it comes up from time to time, but yes, I think the annoyance, it's not so much annoying. Well, the annoyance level's the same.
Oh,
He said, oh, no. But it's there's a lightness, there's a lot of breathing room, there's a freedom, there's a free flowingness, a playfulness that feels good. That feels like it's gone to new heights.
Yes.
The thing is, you annoy on purpose. What do you what do you mean that face for you?
Wait a
You
minute.
do.
I'm not trying to annoy on purpose.
What are you talking about?
I'm just trying to be funny. So see, I'm
By
not.
annoying other people, including me.
Well, no, I'm trying to be funny, but my intention is to never annoy. My intention is always to be funny. Now,
Funny
what
for
happens is,
you.
yeah, what happens is I can be annoying, but that's not my intention ever. Oh, I can't wait to annoy them. No, that's not me, but I am. Yes, let's laugh, let's be goofy, and so with that is a lot of annoyance comes with that.
Well, I share the same humor of it's the bugging. We should really that should be a word of the week to bug whatever that is because that is a form of humor and I like it too. We bug each other.
But see, that's the thing. So you've said this before that I bug you or I bug you or you bug me. No, you don't bug me.
Yes, I do.
You want to bug me, but you don't.
I think I do. Well, they're little moments, but I think it's funny too when your face goes down like that or yeah, just a little poke.
Well, let's say this. One thing I do when you say know your audience, I know you and you like drama.
I mean, I can't argue there. I
That
love some drama.
that's why 2 minutes before the show starts, oh, I gotta check the music to see if the song's loud enough.
And where were you going
So
2 minutes before the show? What's so important that you have to leave?
I had to make a deposit. I had to make a wee wee.
Well, you could have done that 15 minutes before.
It wasn't time 15 minutes before. I got to schedule it right close to the show time.
Yeah, I know. Oh, well, I see. That I understand. That I get.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, almighty mighty Pontus. You know what a Pontus is?
I don't.
It's the president. They call was it Pontus or
Oh, POTUS?
POTUS? Yeah. Yeah, you're the because you're impotent.
Impotent. That doesn't
Pontus.
sound very nice.
Well, potent. Important.
Oh, important.
Impotent.
Oh, impotent. Now
Impotent.
that makes sense.
Yes.
Well, we managed to squeeze out a few more minutes.
I've managed to squeeze it out. You're just sitting there like a
I
lump.
know I am. I'm a little bump on a log today, but it's been really nice listening to you today.
But back to me bothering you. So it's never my intention to bother or bug unless I got you in a headlock and then I bite your arm. But no, it's not my intention to bug. But
No,
it is my intention is to make someone laugh.
yeah, and I listen. I love you're one of my favorite funny people. Top tier humor.
One of your favorite people?
One of my favorites.
Not the
And
favorite? You're my favorite.
yes, then you're my favorite too.
Gee, thanks.
Uh,
Gee, spanks.
And it's really been a pleasure doing today's show with you. And I look forward to talking with you multiple times this week and then talking to you again next Saturday.
Well, you're welcome. And it was great hanging out with you. And next Saturday, I will be in California. So Hey.
Okay.
Hey, hey.
Okay.
But I still plan on doing the show because I am going to do the show regardless of what happens. The
All right.
show must go
The
on.
show must go on. All
Yes.
right.
And with that said,
And with that being said,
take us.
Hey yo, it's time to go. Yeah. You know what it is. Get into it.
I can do Corey. I just can only do one
Like
hand.
you don't already know the name. Let's go. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense.
Maybe this is nonsense.
Plus more. What? You heard me. Mother and son making sense
Out of nonsense.
Plus more.
Oh,
What? I said you heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? I said you heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. Now it's on. Now let's listen.
Until next week.
see
Later,
ya.
alligators.